People complain. Let me see. How are we doing now? Is that any better? You there? How am I doing now, guys? Okay. Okay, great. Okay, good. Hey, Ghost. Anyway, Patrick's on Gun Channels. Good to see you over there. I am broadcasting on Gun Channels too. Also, if you want to join the chat, the link's over on Gun Channels to come in here. Hang on, where's my other thing? Where's my other thing I'm looking for? Right here. Let me see if it'll let me do it. Copy. Okay, we're getting there. Now, I believe that's the link to my GoFundMe. If anybody's interested. I'm going to also, hey, Ghost Tactical, David Bolin, how you doing? Also, I've got I got some swag. I got a pistol patch and a Gun Channels 2013 to 2018 badge. That's going to be the mail-in quiz for the end of the show. I don't have a quick quiz halfway through this week, But anyway, let's pick the winner. I got that question I ran for 2 weeks. It must have been a tough one for you guys because I only got 3 or 4 entries. But I'm gonna run with it anyway and pick the winner. Okay, the actual original question was in the show Luke Cage. What pistol do you see young Cornell use? Season 1, episode 7. Then later, it is seen in the hands of Mariah Dillon in season 1, episode 12. And the answer was a Smith & Wesson Model 64 3-inch barrel 38 special. And that's what it was. Hey, unknown user. Okay, now let me get my quick random picker thing and see who won. All the names are in there. Rich White, you are the winner of that knife. So it will be on its way to you, like all the rest of them. All the past prizes should have gone out. I know I've been bad boy, but the last of them went out this weekend at the post office, and done it where they all should be to you by Monday. If I missed anybody, please let me know. There's only 3 that I know of that they're waiting on them. But if there was anybody else that I forgot, please let me know. So, okay, there we go. I got a great question for this week's quiz at the end of the show. All right, let's go. I have no panel right now. Nobody's joined me. I did send out infos, but I know it's a Saturday afternoon. Night Strike did get back to me saying he can't make it today because he's batten down the hatches. He's got a hurricane coming. So, there we go. Hey, General Relativity, how you doing? Okay. My couple of topics really was about without people in the panel, it's hard to go, but I'll just go with my opinion. I normally do anyway. Was about the Supreme Court hearings this week. I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of it, but my question was, should the public be allowed in. You know, with all the demonstrations that were going on and the disruptions to the actual whole proceedings, do you think they should be allowed in there? But personally, myself, I say yes. I mean, the government, they're working for us. We are the citizens. We have a right to hear what's going on. Now, I don't know, and then you got free speech. But there's got to be some way to. I mean, they're not going to be walking in there saying, "Well, I'm going to demonstrate when I get in there," so they're keeping quiet. So, you know, but good that they had the Capitol Police there to escort them out. David Bolin says, "Let the general public in. Just remove all the Democrats." Yeah, I agree with you. That's like that. Slightly direction here for a second. That's like, I can't think of the guy's name. That guy who was outside talking to the people who got kicked out. Why are they there? What are they protesting? Half of them, one of them said, "Oh, I'm only here holding the sign," you know, and one of the organizers came up to him and said, "You can't be here. You can't be filming. You can't be talking to these people," you know, and he says, "It's my First Amendment right," and she was trying to take it away from him. You know, and they called the Capitol Police over, and he said, "He's got as much right to be here as you have." And I thought it was hilarious myself. It came over on film better than I said it. I don't know if anybody saw it. Rich White says, "The people watching the hearings need to show the proper respect for the proceedings. If they don't, clear the chamber like a judge clears a courtroom." Yeah. I was thinking that would be a good thing to give the chair of the hearings, you know, to say that. Boom, clear the room. Don't come back till you can, you know, respect what you're looking at. You know, so that would work, but I don't think they should deny them in there. I did say, Sean told me he was going to be in here today. Hey, Raphael. Good to see you. He's in the on the gun channel side. Sean said he was going to be in here because the next line in my topic was his. So I'm not exactly sure what in the hell he's I'm going to answer this. Hold on a minute. I'm sending him a message. See what he's about. All right, let me see if he shows up. I'll carry on to that one in a minute. Okay. Yeah, but what he was saying was, should we have hearings at all for a Supreme Court judge? Well, how else are you going to do it? Just have the president say, "This is my nomination, that's it, done deal"? I don't think that would go down. That's being more like a, I wouldn't say dictator is not the right word, but more like a monarch or something like that our forefathers was trying to get away from. So, I mean, personally, myself, I think there should be hearings, you know, because something might come up that we don't know. We need to know who he is. The public needs to know who the guy is. We know he must be a good guy because he wouldn't be a judge to start with, I would imagine. Theoretically. You know, you can never tell by some of these people in today's society. But I feel that he should be questioned about certain things in his past. I mean, now, should they hold him? I mean, should they hold him to the? I mean, for argument's sake, I think there were some old emails that were brought up, and that sort of got him didn't really catch him off guard per se, but they got him hot around the collar, but he handled it okay. But can a person change his mind? I mean, put it this way. Say, for one of his, it's like, can a criminal ever be reformed to not steal again? You know, I don't know. I mean, if a judge said, say a judge was discriminatory in some way, I mean, does a leopard change his spots? Normal people say no. I don't know. I mean, personally, myself, I feel. I mean, like everybody knows that I've been sober for 20 years, but have I changed? I've worked very hard at not being the person I was, but I am still there because the old Rick can come out if I don't keep check on all this stuff, this new learned behavior. If I can let it slip. So if somebody is discriminatory in the past, are they still the same way when they get older? That is the question. I mean, yes, I mean, a good example. It's nothing to be proud of. And I wasn't, I mean, when I was drinking and I was married and kids and stuff, I was slightly, I mean, I was, hey, mom's come out. I was verbally abusive at times, especially when I was drinking. And I'm not that way anymore. I haven't been verbally abusive to anybody for years, you know. So I think people can change. So, but I could go back if I started drinking tomorrow. You know, within a couple of weeks, the old Rick would be back. So I don't know. I'm just rambling on here, hoping Sean would show up, but he hasn't. So I'm just going to move on. An unknown user says anyone who disrupts the hearing should be tased. Yeah, I would love to be able to do that too. People can change, politicians can't. Yeah, I agree with that one too. Oh boy. So anyway, that's what some of the things. Also, we got somebody in the room. Patriot in the dark. How you doing?
Oh, sorry, Rick. I got distracted going through my B-roll.
That's okay.
How you doing?
That's not a problem. Yeah, I didn't want to die up here, so I'm glad somebody showed up. You know, now, did you hear what we were talking about?
No, sir.
Okay, let me run this through. First off, I said my first question was, should the public be allowed into the, you know, into the hearings, like for the Supreme Court judge this week? And the second question was, should we even have the hearings at all? So, what's your opinion on both of those?
I think that the hearings have kind of went downhill. I don't know the exact history of the hearings and everything, but from what I've collected over the last couple of weeks or whatever, they haven't been like this forever. I mean, it's only been, I don't know, several years, 20, 30, 50, something. I don't know exactly. Um, as far as getting so picky and how they get kind of out of hand, but as far as the public being in there, I mean, it's going to be a show anyways. But having the public in there, I think, some of the dissenters or whatever, they kind of go a little nuts on it. But I don't know if they'd do that otherwise if there wasn't a public watching. I'm
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
I'm not a professional. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, that's good enough. G Webbs is over on Gun Channels. He's done a hashtag, We Want Steak of the Week. Yeah, it was something I'm thinking about doing. I'm not saying I'm going to show a live piece of raw steak on camera. I might show a picture screen share. It was something thinking about doing, sort of like, just added interest to the show.
Definitely.
And actually, what's crossing my mind today is actually what I fancy. I ain't got any, but what I fancy is some skirt steak, marinated, and throw that stuff on the grill. It only takes a few minutes. Put it on for about 3 minutes one side, flip it over. Because what you do, most people, what they do with skirt steak, well, most meat departments, they'll take it and roll it, then cut it into round strips, about, I don't know, 1.5 inches thick, and marinate it. What you do is you unroll it and throw it on the grill so it's real thin. So you only need to do it a couple of minutes each side. Pull that bad boy off there. Oh, man. Make your tongue bat your brains out.
You have to explain what a skirt steak is. Is that kind of like a flank steak?
Yes. It comes from the same general area on the animal.
Okay.
Roughly.
Is that usually a tougher
yes.
steak?
If you didn't marinate it, it would be a chewy steak. It's a very grainy looking steak when you look at it.
Yeah, I've cooked flank steaks and stuff and let them marinate for a month. No, but long time.
Yeah, it's like, it's a tiny bit thicker than flank steak, but it comes off where the flank is one piece, and it comes off near the top. It's hard to explain it. Where when they have a sirloin, where your T-bones and porterhouse come from, the tail of the T-bone, where they cut that line to make the tail, it's on the other piece they take off that you don't see, is where the strip of skirt steak comes from.
Okay.
So I guess, I know it would be no good to you, unfortunately, but if I had the pictures, I'd show the rest of the people in the chat here what I'm talking about. That's why I haven't started it yet. I need to get all the pictures lined up first. But it just made me think about it when G Webbs typed it in there.
And that's something that if you went to a butcher here, they would know what you were talking about. It's not something that's
it's nothing obscure.
English or something.
It's nothing that's regional. Skirt steak's known all over the country.
Okay.
I tell you what, some meat cutters up here in the Northeast don't know is tri-tip, which originally started out in California. It's a piece of sirloin, is what it is. But I'll go into that on another time. That's but because people will come in here and go, "Got any tri-tip?" And some of these meat cutters will look at them and go, "What?" But luckily, working for the military like I did, right? We had these guys who are in the military come from all over the country, so we learned what all this regional stuff was by different names.
Oh, okay, nice.
Like everybody, everybody up here. I don't know what they call it. A New York strip is a strip steak. But up here it's called most people call it a New York strip. Because why? I don't know, but they do. But his actual the correct name is top loin steak boneless. Is the correct terminology for that actual piece of meat. But here we go. I think I said this once before. Where the T-bone and porterhouse come from, the loin of the beef, that is in England, that is called sirloin. Here, the sirloin is the sort of like the rump of the animal, basically the hip area. In other words, sort of like your, it's sort of like, it comes from there. But I mean, but where I was going with this, the old story goes, I think it was Charles II. They served up this loin for dinner, and he thought it tasted so great that he knighted it. I knight you, sirloin. That's how he's got it named. You know?
You got to watch those royals.
Sounds like a good story, don't it? But I don't want to change. I don't want to carry on too much because what you call it though might come in here and start it into a food chat. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's
so anyway, moving on. My next topic I don't have a lot of topics here, but we'll stretch this one out some more too. I was reading this morning. It hasn't happened yet, but the Texas Board of Education have suggested to take out the word heroic when they describe the people who defended the Alamo. And I thought, shit, I mean, I'm not even a Texan, and I thought, shit, man, come on, be real. They were heroic. I mean, they held thousands of Mexican troops at bay, you know, and they died heroes. And they want to take the word out. What a bunch of crap. So I'm hoping
probably because it's her. They don't want to you know, be gender specific. It's for her, you know. Maybe they want to change it to something. Huh?
Also, one of the topics also for teachers to follow in their book, the criteria books, whatever they use when they teach in a class, they want to also, along with the Alamo, they want to take out talking about or doing like a class on the letter that Travis wrote during the battle. They said, well, they don't need to do a whole class on it. More than likely, the teacher will mention it when she's talking about the Alamo. But if she doesn't, oh well. I said, come on, please. Of course, the governor at the moment heard about it, and he said this political correctness in schools has got to stop. So if the Board of Education in Texas does go ahead and submit it to the thing, I think the governor will stop it personally. Oh, David Bowen goes, yeah, no American flag on the moon in the new movie either. Yeah, I heard that too. That's bullshit too. Yeah, I mean, as you say, you control the press, you control the media, you control schools and all that. You know, then you can do.
Yeah, that's why you really have to be on your kids as far as what's going on at school.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I question my daughter all the time of, you know, what they went over, what they're talking about, and just to get a gist of what's going on. I mean, there's a lot of things that, you know, have to be re-explained and, you know, the other side of it told. But.
Yeah. Oh, Patrick says, Rick, when this hits the nightly news, it will piss off many Texans and it won't fly. Well, I don't think it will either. But to even think about it, I mean, really, it shouldn't even across the table. I mean, it must have been an out-of-state person that moved to Texas years ago and brought their ideas with them. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I can think of. Because a real Texan wouldn't even have considered, you know, messing with the Alamo. So, anyway. Hey, David! How you doing?
Hello, Mr. Rick. I'm doing well. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing fine. I'm glad you showed up because I'm running out of ideas. So,
You're talking about the Alamo and a teacher wanting not to teach the correct history of the story?
No, in Texas, the Texas Board of Education are putting a suggestion forward. It hasn't gone through yet. That they want to take the word heroic out of the men who fought and died at the Alamo.
Yeah, that's that leftist political correctness bullcrap. They don't want the wars to sound like what they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's people that fight in them and die in them all the time. And basically, they're trying to erase history. And I think that is just really bad, not just coming from a conservative point of view, but bad in general, because if we don't remember the things that we've done, we're destined to repeat them again.
Oh, yeah. And the problem is they're erasing everything we've done. They don't want to talk about it or anything, so I can see it all happening again.
Oh yeah, they're making us take down the memorials to the soldiers that fought in the Confederacy in the state of Florida, and that's just another one of those political correctness type of things. It's not highlighting the fact that the South had slavery. It's the fact that these soldiers fought in a war on our own ground against our own brothers and sisters and died just like the Northerners did, and they deserve just as much respect as the Northern Army. It's a time that we've grown from and become more unified, but it doesn't do us any good to try to erase these soldiers and the flags and all this other stuff that are part of the heritage of the state, like in Florida.
Yeah, but a lot of them want to take the statues down because they're trying to make it a race thing.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what they're doing.
And what they seem to forget is, I mean, besides African Americans or whatever term you using, yes, fought for the North, but they also fought for the South too. African Americans wore the gray as well.
Yes, and also there was a lot of where these people became family, actually having children with the supposed slave owners and stuff, and these stories are never taught to anyone, and those are evident in the South. That's why if you look back, you'll see names like my last name, Wright, which is English, but it is predominantly African American. If you look up Wrights in the phone book, or if you call those numbers, about 80%, 70% of them are going to be African American. So
I mean, it's the same with my last name too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, going way back, I don't want to offend anybody, but going way back, a lot of times during that era, when it was all happening and everybody was set free, they normally took the last name of the owner that had them.
Yes,
is how it all started. So
yeah.
Snob, I put the link to join the room on the Gun Channel side if you want to join us. Or anybody else. So, yeah. So, I mean, I don't want to get into real, I don't want people to get upset.
Oh, no, I was just kind of hitting on that.
Yeah.
But it deals basically with our country is changing. That people are starting to forget about our history. And that needs to stop, because basically it's hurting the kids of tomorrow if they're not taught the true things that happened, whether they were good or bad. They need to know the honesty, the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're right there. No problem, Gun Snob. I totally understand that. That's right. He's saying he's not making it into the room today because he's just woke up. That's fair enough. No problem.
Hey, what's going on with Night Strike? He says he's preparing for a hurricane. What's coming in on him?
Well, whatever hurricane that's out there right now, I don't know what the name of it. I be honest with you, I haven't been keeping track of it because he's in South Carolina. So there must be a
right.
storm developing out there somewhere. You know?
Yeah, well, let's all say a prayer for him.
I didn't think he lived that close to the coast. For some reason, I thought he was way out in the country of South Carolina, but maybe I guess I'm wrong. You know?
Everybody keep him in your thoughts.
Yeah.
Over the next couple of days.
Oh, the gun snob said we did an 8-hour chat last night. Damn. That must have been a good one. Yeah. Oh, David Bowling said big storm coming toward the East Coast. Could be bad. Most likely will not be good. You know, whether actually gets landfall or not is another thing. And I just looked at the weather for us up here. You know, the temperature starts dropping tonight and tomorrow. So we're more likely to be getting rain and cooler temperatures up this way. You know,
yeah.
The surfers will be happy.
Pretty cool here.
You know, the surfers will be happy. Give them some big waves.
Yeah, it'll be just our luck. It'll come in and hit the east coast of Florida and just go south.
Yeah.
We're like a hurricane magnet.
True. So how's your gun room coming along?
Oh man, here, I'll show you real quick.
Yeah, David's he's got a workshop that's unbelievable to look at, to me anyway. And he's getting into reloading now. All right. Are you doing it? I don't know if you guys are looking at the screen or not. Oh man,
that's the bench. And my one press is underneath that cover. Okay. I got the lights on it, and then I got another small press that I'm using for just decapping.
Yeah.
And trimming.
Yeah.
And basically I got my other toolbox now, so I was able to put all the stuff that was just all over this bench over here.
Yeah.
Completely covering it. Now I can actually start doing some work again on guns, because that was just covered about 1.5 feet high with dies and parts and everything else. So now I've got everything bolted down to the bench. And here, I'll pull this off.
Did you find out what those sifters were to separate the brass?
I sent you a link on that.
I got the lights, Rick.
Yeah.
On the press.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I see.
And I got my auto drum powder feeder.
Yeah.
I mounted a little deal right there so I can throw my loaded cartridges. That's a Lee little bracket that I bolted to the bench.
Yeah.
And Dead Horse is sending me basically a 1-inch riser plate for this press that's got an ashtray on the side of it so that I can catch my primers. And then because right now this press fills up underneath it, and you got to unbolt it and dump all the empty primers out of it, which is just a pain in the ass on that little C press over on the right there.
Yeah.
So he made me a riser plate with his 3D printer that's made out of black with a red ashtray that comes out to match the Lee color. And it opens up and it holds about 180 primers used. And then I can just dump those.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And slide it back in.
Yeah. Oh, Patriot asked, did you find out about those sifter things for the different shell?
Yeah, actually,
I sent you a link in the email.
Yes. And they were outrageous priced. I could not believe for 3 things of plastic that they were almost $60 some.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
Yeah. So I was telling G-Web the night before he left when he was over on our channel, and he goes, Dave, I saw those when they first came out, and I was like, oh, hell, I got to get those. So I went and bought them. And he said he only paid like $37 for his, or $35. And I was like, damn, you got a deal. Because I told him the real price. And he was like, that's ridiculous. And he goes, I don't use these anymore. He's like, I'll sell them to you. So I'm going to, as soon as he gets back, I'm going to work out a deal. I'm going to buy that from him. And he's also got some bullet holders, the trays that he said he has. So, I'm going to work out a deal with him and buy some stuff from him.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's a good-looking workbench there.
Yeah, that works out.
Snob's finally joined us. How you doing, buddy?
Alive.
Yeah. That must have been a hell of a chat last night for 8 hours.
Yeah, I don't know how it wound up being that long. Yeah. We outlasted Dead Horse, in the middle of the night, so that was saying something.
Yeah.
Patriot abandoned us early.
Yeah, I checked in early. I got to pretend like I got some kind of schedule. Although I did lose
Hey, well, hold on now, Patriot. Something is fishy here. You told me was it the other night? Was it last night that you told me you had to go because your daughter was in the shower and you had things you had to do, and then you dipped out over to Gun Snob's channel?
No, it wasn't last night.
I'm just busting your balls.
Yeah, that would have been a school night. See, because
No, I'm just kidding with you, brother. That was a joke.
No, I actually, one of those days I lost between 5 and 12 hours. I think I was abducted by aliens or something. It's just, I pulled a G and took, wanted to rest my eyes for a minute. And the next thing you know, it was the next day, I think.
I think we both did that one time or another.
It's bad waking up and then you got to listen and see if there's crickets and stuff going. Because
yeah. Oh, David Bolin wants to know, what do you do with the old primers? I just throw them away. Are we meant to do something special with them?
I don't know. I toss them. What I do is I empty them into a trash bag because they are a biohazard. And I, like a little Publix trash bag, because my turret press is like yours, Rick, same one. So you got that tube, and you just empty that tube once it gets full. And I do it into a Publix trash bag, and I take that thing outside and I throw it in our little roll around trash container that the city gives us.
Yeah.
And then what I'll do is to clean all that gook that ends up down the ram, the center of the ram, is I'll take break-free powder blast, and I'll take the shell holder off, and I'll blow out all that crap that gets caught up inside of that ram with powder blast, which is denatured alcohol under pressure. And I'll have the cap off of my tube, and I'll have that going into a 5-gallon bucket. So it blows all that nasty stuff. And then I'll take the 5-gallon bucket outside and rinse it out with like a hose. That way it keeps the press clean, and then you wipe down everything and re-lubricate the ram and the linkage on the arm.
Be honest with you, I'm bad. I haven't really cleaned any of that on mine. And you're right, it does get messed up because I've just taken mine apart, the pack parts of it.
Right.
Don't realize how gunky that thing gets. I'm gonna have to, clean it before I pack it. Now I got it sitting in pieces right now, so I'm gonna clean it before I pack it and make sure it's dry, before it goes in the box.
Yeah, if you want, get yourself a can of that denatured alcohol. You can either get it from Home Depot in a big can, or you can buy like an $8-9 pressurized can of it at Walmart. And that's what I would recommend, because you could just put the cap back on it and save it for next time you have to do it. But just make sure you hit it with some break-free CLP or something like that, rim oil or something all over the ram and any of the metal surfaces that are not aluminum that you hit with that break-free, because that will knock every bit of oil off of there.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate it.
No problem, brother.
All right. Let's go to what else we got to talk about. Not much, really. I've been very bad this week. I haven't really been paying that much attention. I've been spending most of my time listening to the Democrats lose their mind at this hearing. That's what I was spending most of my week on. So. So I do apologize for that, for not having much going on here. But we ain't done bad. We've gone 45 minutes, so we still got 15 minutes to clear up. Night Strike. Oh, unknown user. Night Strike standing in a hurricane yelling, shall not be infringed. I see him outside doing that, you know, with a gun in his hand, with the lightning striking, you know, shall not be infringed.
He's going to have a flagpole in his other hand holding the American flag up.
Yeah, yeah. So,
I got a question for you, Rick.
Yeah.
I came in a little late. What was the answer to your quiz?
Oh, the winner was Rich White, by the way.
Oh, geez.
On my random picker.
Cheating.
This must be rigged.
You know, but the answer was
yeah,
Smith & Wesson.
38, right?
Yeah, Smith & Wesson Model 64 3-inch barrel 38 special. That was the answer.
Mm.
So, I mean,
Pearl grips.
A tough one because actually I only had 4 of you enter, and I ran it for 2 weeks. You know? So, there we go. See, good things come to those who wait.
Congratulations.
Because I ran it for 2 weeks because I only had 1 entry the whole following week, your first week. You know, and I got 3 more this past week. So, you know, all these questions I give you, the answers are on Google. Whether Google's correct or not, I don't know, but that's where I get most of my questions from.
Rick, looking in the background of you, I still don't look like there's a bunch of boxes stacked everywhere, and there's still stuff hanging on the wall. What's the holdup?
Oh, no, there's boxes in other places. No, I've left. I'm leaving this to last.
Okay, that's what you say.
I said my press is down, and on the side of the wall here, you can't see it, where I had all my DVDs and gun books and stuff. All that's packed. I don't know if you can't see it. There's 7 those plastic ammo cans here. They're all totally full of stuff. So I just gotta peel. I'm peeling the patches off of the cabinet soon. I don't want to lose them in transit. But I'll get it all done. It take time, but I'll get it. Yeah. Yeah. I will be there. You know, I will make it. I'm just dragging butt today. It's, you know, I don't know. I'm just there's no excuses. I'm just being damn lazy, to be honest with you. I mean, what can I say? I did pack 2 boxes this morning. I could have done more. You know what I'm saying? I've done 2 and I stopped. That's where I'm saying I'm being lazy.
Well, that's how I am. That's what I was talking to you. I think we was talking the other day in the lobby about it. I said, I'm just a procrastinator. I'll do it all the last day and be up all night doing it. But
yeah, that's more like what will happen to me too. You know, I will get it done in the last couple of days before I have to load up. You know, but it will get done. My cleaning lady's coming Tuesday to do her normal monthly clean for me. I only have her come in once a month. But she's going to pack the kitchen for me. I mean, all I need, you know, is a knife and fork and a plate and a bowl and a glass to drink out of. Pack the rest. You know what I'm saying? All the other cutlery and glasses and shit I've got, I can survive. So that would be a great thing.
Hey,
Jen,
Rick.
you know, have you reserved the trailer yet? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. It's all done, but I might have to change the date. I might have to back it up a week. You know, I don't know if anybody pays attention to my GoFundMe page, but I do updates. I do a little paragraph or 2 of what's been happening, and the latest installment I think was this morning or last night. I done it. You know, that I backed it up. I'm more likely to back it up a week. You know, to be honest, I mean, as I told everybody, I'm not blaming anybody. It's my own fault. But I live on disability, and the way the checks fall, I mean, next month I'll have a whole hoop of money because I won't have to pay the rent for this place. And I've already spoken to the landlord and told him, and he said, long as I'm out by the 10th, because you roughly up here, I don't know if it's law or not, but it's a sort of the number they use that you have 10 days to pay your rent, before you're declared late on your rent. So if I'm out before the 10th, and I plan to be out way before then, I'm good to go. So
sounds good.
That's the plan right now. And the only reason for that is the GoFundMe thing is great. And I'm trying it, and some people have helped me out, and I absolutely love it. And I really appreciate it more than people realize. But it's not working out like I thought it was going to. And I don't expect people to. I mean, who am I? And I'm nobody special. So, but I mean, if the GoFundMe created, $400 or $500, then that would be a different story. You know what I'm saying? I might be able to get out even faster. Paying for stuff that I need to pay up front. So anyway, but that's it. I mean, that's
some of us haven't paid yet, so don't give up hope on it yet.
But I'm not expecting. I mean, if you can do it, great. If you can't, I'm put it this way: if a bunch of you don't give me a damn thing, I don't hold it against you. I really don't, because there's some GoFundMes that people have done, or not even GoFundMe, Indiegogo, and I can't remember the name of the other one.
Oh, I'm not complaining, Rick, at all.
I haven't donated to because I just don't have it to give.
Right.
So,
but I'm not complaining at all about it. I'm just saying, don't give up on your fans and friends and family here on gun channels and stuff yet, because sometimes people don't get paid right away. Yeah. And sometimes, you know what I'm saying, they're in your condition. So don't give up on people yet. Things come up. So don't, there's still people out there that are probably going to give to you. So don't give up hope just yet.
Well, Just Dano goes, fixed income guy has cleaning lady. What the fuck? Yeah, because I sacrifice to have her. She's cheap too. She comes in for 2 hours and it costs me $20. You find a cleaning lady to do that for you. She's a friend of mine, and I just call her the cleaning lady, but she's a friend of mine.
And Rick, some of us went over there to donate and then realized he didn't have his wallet in his office and has been meaning to get back to it and just keeps forgetting. But it will happen maybe today if I remember.
You don't, as I said, you guys don't have to.
I want to. I want to help you move. I just keep forgetting to do it. I went over there one day and I thought you could do it with PayPal because I'd never done it before, and you can't. And I didn't know my card number and I didn't have my wallet with me. So I was like, I need to do it in a day or two, and I keep forgetting. It's on my list.
Oh, okay. So it's not a PayPal thing. It's a regular, you can use a credit card, a debit card.
Yeah, you have to use a debit card. It won't let you use your PayPal account because I always try to use my PayPal for everything because I have my card info saved in it. But GoFundMe didn't have that option.
Okay. Well, no, that's even easier.
Yeah. So there we go.
Not for me.
Well, yeah, but most people have a debit or credit card. Not everybody has a PayPal account. I just got one last week.
Well, I use my PayPal for almost everything online that I can just because it saves all my info and I don't have to worry about it. All I have to do is remember my PayPal login.
See, G-Webs and Dead Horse say I'm up to 1997 now in technology.
Did you get your PayPal working there, David?
Yes, I did, Rick. Okay. Finally.
Yeah. Oh,
and the funny thing is, I thought I had to have one to give you a little money, and now I find out that I don't.
Hey, but it comes in handy for using it for Amazon and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I mean, PayPal.
Most definitely.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff if you do a lot of shopping on the internet. A lot of times when you go to pay, they have the PayPal link and you just click on it, and automatically takes you to your PayPal account, and you just click on it, and boom, it's done.
Well, another thing I like about
works.
PayPal. Oh, go ahead, Patriot.
Oh, I was just going to say it works good at gear websites, I hear.
Well, another thing I like about PayPal is it's easier, like, to dispute something and even have to deal with a credit card company. Like if you get crap off eBay and the people don't ship it or whatever. I've used it a couple times off eBay disputing stuff, and it's so easy to use it versus even a credit card dispute.
Oh yeah, it does. It is good. So,
hey Rick.
Yes.
Look at this. I've been using corn cob, okay?
Yeah.
But what I did was I took a cup and a half of corn cob out of my tumbler this morning, and I put some really fine walnut from Frankfurt Armory or Frankfurt Arsenal or whatever it's called. Yeah, whatever that is.
It's
and
Arsenal.
I put a cup and a half back in it of that fine walnut husk. And man, it cleaned even the primer pockets spotless. Do you see that?
Oh yeah. How long do you let yours run for?
2 hours.
Okay. Yeah.
And I put a one dryer sheet ripped into thirds in it. And basically,
hey, I might be learning something new here. Why do you do that?
It will actually clean the corn cob and the walnut media, the dirt out of it. And it also reduces any static. And it also will actually
make it smell good.
Keeps the basically the media a lot cleaner. And basically, I mean, when I run my media, I'll pull those corn cob, or the corn cob will not nearly be dirty, and inside there will be those strips of dryer sheet, and they will be as black as like an oily rag.
Wow,
they're that nasty.
That. So I will start doing that myself because my media gets dirty.
Yeah, that will pull it right out.
Okay, great. I see. I learned something new. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
I thought you put a dryer sheet in there to keep it smelling Gain Fresh.
Yeah.
We know how you are in your cleaning products and the smell fragrances of the house. You're like Mr. Clean. I love it.
Oh, okay. We're almost at the end of the show here. Let me give you the question for the mail-in quiz for the G-Webs Gun Channels 2013 to 2018. What do you call it? Not a patch. Hell, the name slipped my mind. It's you pin it onto your shirt.
Oh, a button.
Button or whatever. That's what that one is. And the pistol patch. And the question is, here you go. You can look now. This is a write-in one, so if you put it in the chat, you're just giving everybody the answer. So the question is, in the show Magnum PI, what gun does he use? I don't know in the later series, but in the earlier seasons, it was said what he used. But I want the name of what gun did he said he used, but I want to know what gun he actually used. There's a difference. And I'll give you and the reason was that blank 45s wouldn't feed correctly. That's as much hint as I'm giving you. So, that is the question.
I thought you were talking about that deck cannon that he had. Or was that Higgins?
Oh, no. I'm talking about the gun that Magnum PI used, and he said what it was in the early seasons. And even, here's another clue for you guys. Sometimes when when they used to do that flashback to Vietnam, he'd be holding it in his hand. Now, that tells you exactly what it was. So, but that's what they said he used. I want to know what he actually used. You know? Does that make sense?
Clear.
Good. So,
I may have to enter this one because I believe I know the answer to this one.
you know. Beaver Wood Outdoor says, never watched the TV show. I'm too young. Well, look it up on Google.
How young are you? I'm 35 and I watched it.
I watched it every Thursday night at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Or maybe 9 p.m. because it was a little bit more violent. So it was 9 p.m. But yeah, I remember the gun that he was in the actual when it showed him in the Ferrari and Higgins firing the cannon and TC and the Bell 500 chopper and all of it. I mean, it was an awesome thing.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't know that maybe I'm trying to remember.
Is it Rick's Life as I See It at Gmail?
Rick's Life as I See It at gmail.com.
Okay.
Hey, Rick.
One word.
Check your email real quick.
Yeah.
And I'm not entering it, but I just want to know, is that the one that he was supposed to have used?
Hang on. It ain't got to me yet.
Okay.
Sure you send it?
Yeah. Let me double check.
I sent my entry also.
See, now I got the gun snobs.
Okay, well, hold on, because
Oh, let me add a little thing to this. Right? I don't want to mess you all up, but
I think it went to Night Strike. Jesus, man.
Now, the gun he uses, and they say what he uses, is different. I mean, that's the gun, but what he actually uses is different. So basically, what I want, without trying to, here's another hint for you. I want the caliber. I mean, it's real easy, really, when you think about it. You know.
So then, does that mean mine was wrong?
No, you got half of it.
Well, I'm guessing.
You gotta let.
I don't know the answer to that, but I'm going to add something because I'm guessing with that it's not what I think it is. So it's the only other option. I'm just putting in the subject.
Yeah, I mean, because I gave a clue away when I said the AC 45
yeah.
wouldn't feed correctly. Blanks wouldn't feed right. So
don't let them trick you, Rick, and tell them.
I'm not giving any more clues away. Yeah, I'll put you in for the entry there, Gun Snob. And I still ain't got David yet.
Hey, it was attached to that email with the link, and Night Strike. I think it should be on there.
Well, see, you learn something new every day because I did not know that. I thought it was just the first thing I sent. I had no clue about the other.
Yeah, I mean yeah. So I didn't know that either until I read it, and I checked 2 or 3 different sites to make sure it was correct, and every one of them said the same thing. So it must be right.
Ghost just wants 2 more hints. He just wants to know what the brand and the model were.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it, guys. My hour is up, and we made it. So there we go. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for everybody for being here. Beaverwood, David, Ghost Tactical, Rich White, Unknown User, and whoever else showed up. Patrick, G Webbs, Raphael. I appreciate you all being here. Hey, the show's over, Sean. It's 3 p.m. Eastern. You know? So, Sean, talk to me. Hey,
Sorry.
what? Robot. Talk. No. Anyway, let me finish off my closing. So, don't forget to mail your entry to Rick's Life as I see it at gmail.com, or you could use the shorter version, spottedrick at gmail.com. They both go to the same place. So, I'll read the question to you one more time. In the show, Magnum P.I., what gun did he use in that show? But in reality, the gun he used wasn't actually what they said he used, and what he actually used were two different guns and calibers. And that's all I'm telling you. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I'm going off air. See you Wednesday night, 7 p.m. for my Wednesday show. See ya.